Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. We are from the group 5 and we are here to discuss to you the versions of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. Before anything else, let us know what is the meaning of mutiny. So, mutiny comes from an old verb, mutin, which means revolt, a rebellion against authority. Ang pag-aaklas sa Cavite ng 1872. Sa lungsod na ito noong ika-20 ng Enero 1872, nag-aklas ang mga 200 na Pilipino sa pamumuno ni Sarmiento La Madrid silang pagtutol sa pagpapairal sa kanila ng pagbabayad ng buwis at pagpuwing sa kanilang karapatang mataliwas sa sapilitang paglilingkod. Bunga ng pag-aaklas ay ang pagpaparakip, paglilitis at pagbitay sa mga paring Jose Burgos, Jacinto Zamora at Mariano Gomez noong ika-17 ng Pebrero 1872 sa Bagong Bayan, ngayon Rizal Park, Maynila. Rafael Jeronimo Cayetano Izquierdo Gutierrez, born on September 30, 1820 at Santander, Spain. He died on November 9, 1882 at Madrid, Spain. He was known for Governor-General of the Philippines from April 4, 1871 to January 8, 1873. His parents was Antonio Izquierdo del Monte and Antonia Gutierrez de la Camara.
Good day and Assalamualaikum. I am Almina Matumadi from Group 5 and I will represent Filipino version of the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. The Filipino version of the bloody incident of Cavite in 1872 was written by Dr. Trinidad H. Paardo de Tavera, a Filipino scholar, scientist, and historical researcher. According to him, the incident was merely a mutiny by the native Filipino soldiers and laborers of the Cavite arsenal against the harsh policy of despotic governor and Captain General Rafael D. Izquierdo, which abused their old-time privilege of exemption from paying the annual tribute and from rendering the polo, and killed the commanding officer of the Cavite arsenal and other Spanish officers. This was easily suppressed by the Spanish troops which was rushed from Manila. The arrival of General Izquierdo was the signal for a complete change in the aspect of affairs. The new governor soon made it clear that his views were different from the others. There will be no change in the establishment of government, and he at once announced that he intended govern the people. There are two accounts under Spanish version of Cavite Mutiny, which happened in 1872. One from historian Jose Vidal Montero and another from Governor-General Rafael Izquierdo. Both accounts displayed biases and exaggeration in narration which either benefited their own or which just belittled the native Filipinos then. Both treated the mutiny as a revolution rather than a mere defiance from the abolition of privileges that were given to native workers and laborers back then. General La Torre was chief executive in the Philippines Island, the influential central government in Madrid had announced its intention to deprive the friars in these islands of all powers of intervention in matters of civil government and of the direction and management of the university. The colonial ministry had drawn up a scheme of reforms by which he proposed to make a radical change. The colonial system of the government was to harmonize with the principles of which the revolution. Spain had been fought it. It was due to this fact and promises that the Filipinos had great hopes of an improvement in the affairs of their country, while the friars, on the other hand, feared that their power in the colony would be soon completely of the thing past. The Mutiny in Cavite give the conservative element, that is, those who favor a continuation of the colonial modus vivendi.
On January 20, 1872, the district of Sampaloc is celebrating a feast, and fireworks were displayed and rockets fired into the air. Are the reason why the people in Cavite mistook this for the signal to revolt, where 200 native soldiers under the leadership of Sergeant La Madrid assassinated the commander of the fort and wounded his wife. On February 17, 1872, the execution of Gomborza on the field of Bagumbayan early in the morning. On the third day of April in 1872, other Filipino lawyers were suspended from the practices of law, arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment at the Marianas Island. Filipinos and the native clergy wanted to get rid or overthrow the Spanish government in the Philippines, and they are against the Spanish friars. Cavite Mutiny was deemed planned, that is to discharge the high ranking of Spanish officers, and to be followed by the massacre of the friars.
They stated that those who dared to oppose themselves to the friars were punished by the special severity. Antonio Embregador, Joaquin Tavera, P. Mendoza, Mariana Sevilla, Feliciano Gomez Ballesteros, Jose Basa, Carillo Basa, Enriquez Crisanto Reyes, Maximo Paterno were sentenced to lifetime imprisonment in Marianas Island. Moret Labra Becerra, a Madrid government had a week. Ex-Governor La Torre were classed as personas suspiciosas.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Saddam Benuela Ali, and I'm going to tackle about the official report of Governor Izquierdo on the Cavite Mutiny of 1872. Governor General Rafael Geronimo Cayetano Izquierdo y Gutierrez was a Spanish military officer, politician, and statesman. He served as Governor General of the Philippines from April 4, 1871 to January 8, 1873. He was famous for his use of iron fist type of government. He was the Governor General during the 1872 Cavite Mutiny, which led to execution of 41 of the mutineers, including the Gomborza martyrs. Insurrection was motivated and prepared by the native clergy, by the mestizos and native lawyers, and by those known as abogadillos. The instigators take advantage of the ignorance of the Indio, the distorted superstitions with which the Indios are prone to believe and they offered wealth, jobs, and positions just them to be part of insurrection. The instigators protested against the injustice of the government in not paying the province for their tobacco crop. The usury that some officials practice in handling documents that the finance department gives crop owners who have to sell them at loss and injustices in Cavite. These are the facts that remain unvarying. First, there was dissatisfaction among the workers of the arsenal as well as the members of the native army after their privileges were drawn back by General Izquierdo. Second, General Izquierdo to the rage of the friars. And sixth, Filipinos during the time were active participants and responded to what they deemed as injustices. And lastly, the execution of Gomburza was a blunder on the part of the Spanish government, for the action severed the ill feelings of the Filipinos, and the event inspired Filipino patriots to call the reforms to call for reforms and eventually independence. There may be different versions of the event, but one thing is certain: the 1872 Cavite Mutiny paved way for a momentous 1898. The road to independence was rough and tough. To Tado, many patriots named and unnamed shed their bloods to attain reforms and achieve independence. In the 12th June 1988, 12th June 1898 may be a glorious event for us, but we should not forget that before we came across the victory, our forefathers suffered enough. As we enjoy our freedom, may we be more historically aware of our past to have a better future ahead of us.
The relevance of the document. The Cavite Mutiny, which is shed The Cavite Mutiny, which shed bloods and cost some lives from our countrymen, awakened the sense of nationalism for the Filipinos back then. This significant event was tragic, but it served as a way for the Filipino heroes to fight for what is right, fight for our freedom and dignity. The document provides an understanding, reminds us today about the sacrifices of our heroes.